Hey everybody, this is Dustin, your RV Specialist. So I'm looking at a 2022 Grand Design Solitude, and we have another customer that's in here doing a suspension upgrade to the Roadmaster kit. This one's actually an 8K because of the size and the weight of it. It is a model number ST346FLS. So anyways, the guys are in the process of doing that. I just did another quick little video of them showing that how we're taking extra steps to correct the size of the U-bolts. A lot of times the U-bolts only come in two standard lengths, which is like a 7.5 inch and a 9 inch. And so we're actually cutting them down, and so I'll be posting a picture of that soon. And then you can see that the guys are got, they don't have the springs on, or not the springs, but the shocks on yet. But they've got everything started and everything's loosely fitted, so it's not all tight in yet. Once they go back, they're going to go ahead and they'll use a witness mark on everything, so you can see everything's just sitting there dry fitted for the moment. But stay tuned for more. And if you haven't checked out some of our other previous videos on these, we encourage you to do so. We do have a playlist on YouTube that says Roadmaster Comfort Ride System, so you can check that out. And I will leave you to that, and we'll stay tuned for more. When you go to do this type of suspension, you're basically, to give you some more extra insight on this, you're having to remove everything on there. So you're having to cut all the brake wires. We're replacing all the U-bolts and installing new. There's a particular size of drill bit that is in the instructions to pre-drill those holes. You do a pilot hole first, and then a special size through the frame before you put that pumpkin or apparatus up there. And then there's also, make sure that you check on the sizes for the Roadmaster kits. Here a while back, they used to only offer 3 sizes. Now they've added a 4th. This is the thickest of the 4 sizes here. So if you can see the springs, and some people will question, they'll say, hey, what about these springs? What's cool about these is they've done 2 clamps and they're pinned through them. And then of course the quality of the spring and the thickness of the leaves. So some people think, hey, I want to go ahead and beef up the trailer, I need an extra leaf. That's not always the case. These leaf springs, basically it's the thickness of the spring, not necessarily how many springs. So if you have one that has 3, 4, 5, 6 leaves, depending on how many leaves are there, you're not necessarily having to add an additional leaf, but what you are adding is to the thickness of that steel. So all right, well, hopefully some of those tips helped you. Like I said, this one, they're in this process of it. They still got to put the axles on, put all the shocks and stuff on, get it all torqued down, then they'll go back through and witness mark it. But we just wanted to keep you in the loop. We also post these videos. Sometimes I'll get them out fairly quick. Sometimes I'll get them out a few days past or scheduled for further, but it kind of lets the customer have like a record and, to say, hey, that's my trailer on there. So, all right, well, thanks again and have a great day. This is Dustin, your RV Specialist.